Hi everyone, welcome back for my second project for Kidholic Kits for the month of June. I am going to be using a black background today, which is the first time I've ever used a black background on a layout ever, and I'm quite excited. We got this beautiful black mixed media paper in the kit this month, and so I thought I'm going to give it a shot. And also the colours from the Cocoa Vanilla papers were so beautiful, and I really wanted to showcase all the different patterns and colours that we got, and so I thought a really good way to make them stand out is by having a black background. So I cut the strips into both 2 inches and 1.5 inch strips, and then I layered them on the page as you can see there. I turned them into a slight flag shape at the top, and then I didn't actually use much glue because I'm going to stitch through them as well, but I really wanted to showcase the beautiful colours. So that is why I did that. I have a 2-inch strip next to a 1-inch strip, 1.5-inch strip, sorry, next to a 2-inch strip. And as you can see, it sort of follows a pattern of being blue, pink, white with colour, and then blue. So it's blue, pink, white with colour and blue. So that's, I kind of wanted it to look balanced even though the actual papers themselves were all different colours. So once I have that sort of secured down and I cut off the bottom of my strips because I didn't want them to poke out underneath my photos, I am going and I'm just going to draw a little line for where my stitching is going to go, and I'm going to stitch all the way down, well, as much as you would be able to see, down the little flaggy strips that I've got there. So I'm just poking a hole, and this was actually quite difficult because that mixed media paper, it's a mixed media paper, right? So it's very, very, very thick. So this was actually an incredibly challenging process, and it took a really long time, but I like how it looks. So I wanted to bring that black in from the background, and so that's why I stitched in black. And as always, I'm just folding up the edges of those stitched down elements to add some dimension. Now I'm going to mat all 3 of my photos onto that same black paper, and I am going to lay them out with the largest in the middle and the other 2 on its side. I'm taking this pen, the shimmery pen that we got in the mixed media kit. Now you really can't see it on camera at all, but it just creates a bit of a shimmer and a shine on the sides. So then I wanted to create a bit of balance, and the way I did this is I am taking the opposite pinks and I'm matting the photos onto those opposite pinks. So with that strawberry page, I am matting the photo on the opposite strawberry paper, if that makes sense. Sorry. Hopefully you can understand what I mean. And then in the middle, I am actually taking the two of the colors, this beautiful blue, which I actually really liked, and this navy blue, and I'm going to map my photo on those. Now, in terms of the actual story, it's the story of when we went to Bali and my daughter got her hair braided, and the colours in her hair suited the colours in the kit very well as well, which I really liked. So that's why I decided to tell this story using this particular kit. I am outlining that entire structure, I guess, in white as well, just to make it really, really pop. That's, I think, my most difficult part of using a black background is that I feel like I really want everything else to pop, and I don't want it to get lost. And just so that's why I'm adding this little bit of extra white just to make those flag banner things pop. So I'm using my actual like double-sided tape to really secure this photo down, because I was a bit worried if I use my tape runner it'll come up because there's a fair bit of dimension under there. And yeah, so I stuck those all down. You'll see that I stuck the 2 photos on the sides kind of underneath those banners, and then the main one goes right on top of everything. Now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make some flower clusters. So you would have seen at the beginning of the video, I showed you my little sketch that I did for myself, and I actually did this sketch like a month ago when I first got this kit. I just haven't been able to make this layout, but the point is I had my sketch, which was actually really useful because I knew exactly what I wanted to do when I came back from my holiday, and I could just sit down and do it. Anyway, I glued together those clusters, and then I thought the perfect thing to do, because this is a story about hair, is to use these little ribbons that we got in the kit, these very dimensional ribbons. Now, I don't have an album that I put my 12 by 12 layouts in. They literally all get put on like in a big 12 by 12 size box. So I'm not too worried about them being too bulky. So that's why I like to add a lot of bulk to my 12 by 12 layouts, because it's fine. I don't really mind. I love this label from the kit. Unfortunately, don't get too attached to that because I do move it. I like the colors, but when I looked at the whole layout as one, after I added my journaling, I realized that to me it felt a bit blocky and a bit square, and I really wanted something that was more rectangular and didn't push so low to the bottom of the layout. I don't really know if that makes sense, but that was kind of my train of thought. I wanted something a bit more long than down because I really wanted the eye to focus up towards those banners. So I just, instead of using that label, I grabbed this one from my stash, and that actually also gave me a little bit more journaling space and a space where I can put my date, because I stamp with my dates mainly using black ink, and there was really nowhere except for directly on a photo, and I could have done that really, for me to put my date. And so I left a little bit of space down the bottom of that journaling, and I put my date there. Then I wanted to add some white splatters, which I used. This is, I believe, an acrylic ink, and I can't remember the name, but it's just a white acrylic ink that I mix with water. And I'm just going splatter nuts. I'm really enjoying adding like lots of splatters because, again, I'm trying to make use of that amazing black background, but without having an overwhelming amount of black. So that is why I added, I just covered up my photos and added this. And then I'm going to also add another border. Again, like you can do a lot with white on a black background, I've now discovered, which makes me happy. This layout is now done. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. I will see you all next week with another 12 by 12 layout. Bye.